Welcome back, folks. We're going to do another question where I did a last Ask the Cards reading where people can go to my website on wordofthetwist.com, become a member free or paid, doesn't matter. You can ask any question you want. And one of the questions that was asked was, are the gas prices rising to force people into EVs? Okay. And so I did the written version of it. So those are mostly written, but I want to actually run it with Lenormand. I'm just curious to see what's really behind all this. It's going to be a 2-5 line where it's like what they want you to believe versus what the reality is. So I'm seeing things right now where, old junkyards are being burned to the ground. I'm hearing how certain suppliers who have parts are no longer in business. I'm hearing how these EVs have been sitting on the lots for 2-3 years because people don't want them, like 50, 60, 100 grand, only go 200 miles. And so what's really going on with this whole thing? Is it to force people into EVs, or is it more nefarious where maybe it's the corporations are involved behind this as well? Anyway, we're going to look at the cards and see what they have to say. So again, what's the deal with this whole thing with the EVs, the fires, the gas prices, and so far? Are they trying to get you out of your car and into one of these stupid electric vehicles? So what they want you to believe kicks off here in the middle card. This is Lenormand using the green glyph Lenormand and the anchor. They want you to believe that by moving into EVs, it's going to bring stability to the nation. It's going to bring long-term support. Anchor, right? When anchor goes down, things don't move, so it becomes very stiff and stern. It's good for you in a sense. It kind of helps you find that stability, right? You don't waste all this money. Now, I'm going to say one more point before I get started. Also, I think data centers playing here because they consume all electricity. So when you get an EV, then what? You can't afford electricity no more either. Now what do? No gas, no EV? Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but whatever. I just popped my mind. Now the moon, and this, yeah. So they want you to believe that the gas vehicles are going to, bring short-term happiness, but it causes long-term problems because at the end of the day, it just keeps getting more expensive. It's like a snake. It's just always striking at your wallet, always hurting you, always bringing you down. They need you to believe that. They need you to believe the gas is bad. Petroleum is terrible. You shouldn't have it. And so but by staying with gas cars, they want you to believe that even though this gas has been around for a long time, it's poison. It's not good for you. It just eats away and erodes. It erodes at your economy. It erodes at your lifestyle. It ends up bringing you to an end, right? And so the once good life you used to have now is over because the gas is so expensive that you can no longer even enjoy life. So in Lenormand, the moon's not really around delusions all the time. It also means like of renown or something good. I'm looking at it like that in this particular reading. And then so you have like it's good, but then it becomes toxic, the snake. And then that becomes like a long-term anchor around your neck. So see, I'm flipping it now because I'm showing the shadow side because now you have like, anchor tied to your feet. What happens? You sink to the bottom of the river and that just eats away at you. Eats away at your pocketbook, eats away at your wallet, and it ends up bringing an end. Okay? So they want you to believe that gas is absolutely worthless. Okay? That you should be going to EVs for that reason. And it also seems to me is because, and what we're looking at too, is that they're trying to destroy gas vehicles, right? They want to eat away at it so it no longer exists. Now, what's really going on here is they want to change the Stork. They want to bring something new. Like, how they say the Stork brings the baby? They want to bring something new to you, okay? That's the theme. And so that newness is going to bring a new way to travel. So they're going to have you come up to a resurrection aha moment where it now is something that brings a different way to travel. So it's a change in travel, right? Cross ship Stork, okay? And that will then make you happy because it's cheaper. It's electric. And that then, again, the gentleman is, I must say, the American people. You. This is you. And so by going to EV, you can resurrect again and be happy, what they want you to believe. That's what's really going on, is that they also want to make you change the way you travel, make you think it's a gift, right? That's what's really going on. What's really going on is deception. So almost like the lines are kind of reversed, but not really. It's deception, and then this new change is going to be good for you and everybody else. Okay, that's just the reality of it. So, yeah, to me it seems from these cards right here that this whole thing with the gas issue and the oil issue and everything else is to force you into an EV, so that you have a life they can control. They can control it. See, they control you. They put you in a coffin. I'm going to mirror this way, okay? So the gentleman with the coffin. So once you're in an EV vehicle down here, you're now locked in. Your bouquet, the thing you thought was good, turns toxic because as soon as they start ramping up data centers and increasing the price of electricity, now you can't even afford electricity anymore to charge your vehicle, which means you can't travel. Even though it already had restricted mileage of around 200 miles per charge or something like that. And then the Stork, this chain becomes a noose around your neck. You can never get away from it. And then the new way of traveling with electric is horrible. It's horrible. You can't go for it. You're all stuck. So it's a snake. It's a trap. And that resurrection is really a death into this new world that they want you to think is beautiful. So that's the answer. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I read the question a little bit differently in context than what was asked, but I want to kind of get a vibe. And if you go to wordswithatwist.com and actually read my article, it's called Are Gas Prices Rising to Force People in the EVs? And for that, what came up was you had the King of Hearts, the Knight of Hearts, which is cups, the Knight of Clubs, which is wands, and the Knight of Diamonds, which is weird, all horses. And it's saying like, by gas prices rising, they're using the electric saying, see how good this is? It takes away stress. So same type of vibe as I'm seeing here, which is weird. I pulled these cards live in front of you, and it's funny how the energy is always showing you. The universe is always trying to show you the truth. You just got to be open to receiving it, right? And then have the Knight of Clubs, which means that now by changing to electricity cars, you'll feel freer again. Kind of the same vibe here, right? You'll regain your pleasures. You'll have some more fun. They actually need you to actually think this is absolutely true. This is what's really going on in their heads. They want you to actually, they believe this, but actually this is what's really, so it's funny. This is what they want you to think, because this is what they're really doing. This is what they believe, but yet it's toxic for you. It's almost switch because depending on who you're talking about, the people in control or the citizens who have to stuck with this nonsense. And then the Knight of Diamonds is all around, or Pentacles is all about, you'll put cash back in your pocket, but for how long? Because as soon as the data centers come, then you can't even afford to charge the electric vehicle. So you can see here the cards totally back that up. Now, we're also going to go to some dice here just to see what it has to say. And we're getting a 5. Yeah, that's cool because 5 is a struggle for who? For you. 5 is good for them because it allows them to control you, so it's free for them to rule how they want. That's a 5, 4 and a 1. So 1 is forcing you into a new way of travel, the ship, 1. 4, to bring them a new foundation of movement, tracking you however you go in your electric vehicle, which is 5, it puts you in a prison, and 3, it frees them to control you however they see fit. So it's funny how cards, dice, everything never lie, and the numbers always what they are, right? So if you want to ask a question, would like me to do a reading for you, head over to wordtothetwist.com and sign up as a member. When you log into the portal, there's a section called Last Ask the Cards. Drop your question, and it'll be in the queue, and I'll read it. I usually do written on those, but if it's something like this where I feel like doing a video poll, I'll go ahead and do that as well, right? So anyway, go over there, check it out, drop your questions. I'd love to hear what you have to ask so I can do some Last Ask the Cards readings for you. All right, until next time, see y'all later. Bye now.